afternoon. Mr. Balakakis, thank you for this impeccable organization. I would like to share a concern of mine. And I would also like to share an experience I have. Sometimes, because we know that we have many businessmen among us, sometimes the market and the business person might be ahead of the time of the universities, of research centers, etc. And why am I saying that? Because 30 years ago, when we talk about sheep and lambs breeding in the broader region of Thessaly, we had no freezing basin for the milk. And they started installed in such cases. We also had the leader programs over there. They were paying the power cost to the producers, but today all producers refuse to give away, to offer their products without them having gone through the process of preliminary cooling. So we know that breeding has been seeing the investments only by businessmen. Businessmen were the banks of the time. Okay, today we have farmers and breeders, actually, businessmen, so this means that we find ourselves in a better position. And I'm saying that because sometimes business persons are ahead of their time in many cases. And over the past years, we see that we're experiencing a transformation of agriculture in our country, and in many areas has led to the change of crops, the installation of new, more promising in terms of revenue crops that are linked to human diet. And of course, this is also benefited by the favorable weather conditions in our country. This is a trend that we see in rural areas close to the big urban centers of our country and less in areas such as the prefecture of Karditsa. And you should know that prefecture of Karditsa ranks first in cotton production, a traditional crop that gives a relatively low income to the growers in our area, and they are owners of small land parcels. And you have always known that cotton has been one of the main products that has been produced in our country, and one of the main exportable products with feta cheese. But why farmers insist on keep growing cotton rather than following the overall trend? Well, that is a question that has been a main point of concern, of mine of the past years, and I believe an answer should be given. I'm sure that the relevant investments on the mechanical equipment and the accumulated experience and knowledge is something that favors this process. And we know that our region did not have proper connection to the roads and the highways, meaning that this created an additional burden cost-wise to growers. The fact that there are small land parcels, small agricultural holdings, the fact that there are no cooperatives, this means that we cannot easily encourage farmers to undertake new initiatives. To my point of view, the most important thing is what I heard from a discussion I had with a fellow farmer whom I asked for an explanation, and I realized that the most important of all is to have a way to market your product. If farmers do not have such an outlet, are very reluctant in terms of switching to another type of farming. And you should know that if we have a farmer whose production will be sold, either big or small, either of good or poor quality, cotton is something that farmers can sell at all times, no matter its season, no matter when it will be collected, no matter which is its condition, it will be sold. And I was surprised to see that at Karditsa we have the majority of cotton processing units, and taking a step further, the ginning facilities owners, the ginning facilities undertook the task of financing many growers in order for them to grow cotton. And we know that over the past years, access to funding has been very limited to most of the farmers in the area. So to my point of view, it is the necessary condition in order to grow a specific product is to have the necessary conditions for its sale and disposal ensured. And this is something that cannot be addressed by contract farming. I mentioned the example of the road network, a road network that can pave the way for the transportation of those processed goods. However, infrastructures for irrigation are equally important. And this is something that does not only refer to the reasonable management of the irrigating water, it also has to do with the availability of such water reserves. And the creation of numerous collectivities today in the area does not encourage the irrigation of sensitive crops such as vegetables outside the irrigation period that lasts from early May until late August. And over this time period, they cannot grow those things due to the fact that they have a shortage of water. And allow me at this point to share a very positive development about the promotion of the construction of the new closed network of TOEV Tavropos as one of the first projects that will be implemented under the ambitious program Either 2.0. It is an ambitious program and it will create one of the most modern networks in our country, which will give a cutting edge and a comparative edge to the primary sector of the area. It will be beneficial for the high quality products that our region needs. At the same time, I would like to repeat that a financial benefit will also be on the agenda for the producers. And at least when we talk about the TOEV region, growers and farmers need diesel. So you do realize that given the current prices of diesel, the prices are very high. And of course, the Nicolaou Plastiros Lake will benefit from this process. This is a development asset for our region because we know that many tourists come to visit the region due to this lake. And I see that my friend Vasilis is launching a study for the development. We are embarking on a new study, another study for the development. And sometimes, Vasilis, I must tell you, we are confused as well. We are in contact with Mr. Triandopoulos in order to design a study for the reconstruction of the agricultural sector in our area, because last year we suffered extremely due to the ENOS extreme weather conditions. Everything turns out to be, well, okay. Some things were restored immediately. The businessmen were able to reopen their businesses. But my point is that at some point we need to look in the big picture. We need to see what's happening all around Thessaly, and we need to have a comprehensive development plan for the reconstruction of the agriculture all around Greece, not per region. And that's the point of concern. We cannot ensure agricultural production if we don't have entrepreneurship. We need to make the right interconnection between production and businesses. And in conclusion, I would like to highlight again that the development of any type of business in the primary sector requires the right synergies among all of us, among all the stakeholders, and caution needs to, and attention needs to be paid. Thank you so much.